Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Working on the 57 again today. Going to put on the steering box, exhaust system, fuel line, get the pretty much everything underneath buttoned up. Also going to put on the doghouse back on it. So guys, stick around. Alright guys, the body's bolted back down in position. All the nuts and bolts are all done up to the specifications, which was tight to medium tight. That's just a joke, no one's laughing. I've got the steering box all bolted back up in position. Brake lines are on. I think I've got to tighten them up still. Next is the shifter cable. Put the shifter cable back on. Starter motor is going to go back on. These were the, which ones were the starter motor bolts, Steve? They were just normal bolts.
Yeah, just regular bolts.
So we had, they just used regular bolts for the starter motor. You can't do that shit, guys. You got to put the right starter motor bolts on, right, Steve?
Yeah, buddy.
So Steve got these Mr. Gasket ones right here. That's what they look like.
$11.99.
$11.99, 2 starter motor bolts.
See, the key thing is they got this knurled that locates the starter correctly.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, a regular bolt is neck down here too, and the starter will just flop around everywhere without the right bolts on it.
So what Steve's talking about is the thickness of this bolt here is thinner than that, and the starter motor will move around in it, and it won't be adjusted right. For $11, Mr. Gasket sell them right in Summit.
Yeah, $11.
$11. Jeez. Also another thing. Very easy. Very easy. The right exhaust bolts for the exhaust manifold bolts for an LS. I mean, this one had grade 5 metric bolts.
Also $11.99.
$11.99 from Summit. LS bolts, $11.99. Just get the right shit, dudes. God.
Then you're not getting broken bolts out of his.
Yeah. I mean, cheap. And a new set of gaskets, which I think these are just, oh no, they are made in the United States. So these must be repackaged Chevrolet ones, Steve, you reckon?
Yeah, that's what they are. They look like it.
Yeah. So they're good quality if they're made in America. Alright, so we're going to do that next. Get all that done. But like I said, everything's bolted on. These are all bolted up, done to the right torque. I'll put that on there on the video. Alright, we'll move on. Just talking about that. Okay, transmission's all hooked up. All the brake lines are all on and bled. We've bled all the brakes. We've got brakes now. Exhaust is all on in the headers, new exhaust gaskets. So that's all on. So it looks good. Everything's on. Oh yeah, that would have been nice, wouldn't it? Leaving the L10. Where's that 10mm spanner? French. I don't know, it's 10mm. Alright, next thing we're going to do is put the front clip back on. We have brakes. Alright guys, all the header bolts are on, gaskets are on for the exhaust. As I said before, the brakes are all being bled. All the fun stuff. I'm not a big fan of the LS and the 57 Chevys, but they're pretty cool because it makes an everyday rig like this would be really reliable. Cheap, economical.
This isn't really a bad way to do it. I mean, I'm not a. If I was doing one, I am doing one. I did it with fuel injection, but the carb's not a bad way to go. I mean, if I had a carb, that's the biggest thing. If you're starting from nothing, what do you do? Well, if I was starting from nothing, I would I'd build this route. But if I had a carburetor and stuff, and carburetors are expensive, so. But that box ain't cheap either.
No, I mean, by the time you get this intake,
I think you can find those for like $500 or $600.
the whole kit.
Yeah.
But then you still need a carburetor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So by the time you buy all that, it's going to be $1,000, and for 1,500 or so, you can be fuel injection.
Exactly. You know, and just leave it the truck injection.
Yeah.
A harness and a tune. Get the ECU, all the VATs taken out, all the back O2 sensors off. I mean, it's not a bad jigger. I mean, just it would be a good car, but it's a shame. A lot of work's already gone into it this week, and from last week to this week, a whole week I think we've been at it. But we've done a complete frame swap. We've changed the frame, changed components on the frame, done the engine mounts, swapped the rear end out, put the engine transmission back in it, subframe, the tubular arms back on it. All right, we're going to put this front clip on, Steve.
Yeah, let's kind of look up this box here and see if that's supposed to be a vacuum reference.
Oh, the thing on the side of it?
Yeah, it's got a place to hook a vacuum hose to it.
Huh. I know nothing about the LS series MSD. I got one on my small block, but...
I mean, this thing looks at water temp and stuff too. I need to read up on it.
Truck HD, truck.
Yeah.
So why isn't it stuck on truck? You see what I'm saying?
It's just I think it's just the timing curve.
Well, it's a truck engine though, huh? What's it on?
Looks like it's sitting dead in the middle, like a
Custom.
That's custom 2 or 3, but who knows what that is? It's probably what farts back through the carburetor and shit. I'll read up on it.
Yeah.
It's a day spin on it, get this to run right.
Oh, we'll be back. We're all done for this week with this car. We took the body off the old frame, cut up the old frame. We took off the rear shock mount cross member. We took out the original engine mounts that they had welded in there. We brought in the new frame. We welded all the new engine mounts and cross members back on it. We modified the cross member for the transmission that was with the old frame to fit this frame. We mounted the body back on, put new body mounts in, refitted the exhaust, refitted the engine and transmission because we had to take it out obviously. We got it all assembled again, put the front clip on, bled the brakes, removed the old rear end out of the old frame, removed the rear end that was in this frame, swapped them over, and got it to back where it's almost ready to put the wiring back on and fuel line. And that's it, it'll be where it was a week ago. Now this thing's got a good frame, it's got Caltrac on it, it's got Caltracs. Everything lines up, it's straight in the front.
It's a bitch and ride.
It is a bitch and ride. Yep, we're just going to hook up all the accessories now. Looks good. Alright guys, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, check out more progress on this. We're going to be starting this thing soon, Steve, right? What's under this thing?
We'll be putting glass in.
We're going to be putting all the door glass. So it's going to be a how to put in door glass in a 57 Chevy hardtop. So that'll be interesting sort of a video. It's going to be a how to.
Yeah.
Going to be awesome. We got some stuff for the hot rod. There's not a lot of interest in that, I noticed. A lot of people don't care about that car. What a shame. A lot of work went into this car, hey Steve?
Yeah.
And it just doesn't get the traffic on YouTube. It's actually a friend of his had one, and he doesn't work on them because there's no interest in them. And it's true. I don't get no traffic with this thing. It's a shame because it's pretty cool. We just got the bezel back. Beautiful bezel, but like I said, no one cares, Steve. They hate it.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's gonna be a cool little car.
I know. Oh, what about that grill? Show them the grill shell.
Oh, it's back here in the back.
No, just come around here. There's no love for the 35. I can't get it. Once it's got the wheels on it and stuff, maybe. Look at that. Beautiful powder-coated grill shell.
It's got a contrasting shiny, there's going to be some shiny components on it to try to kind of take out a little bit of the dull. But
there's the windshield frame. But you guys hate it. Can't believe it. I mean, I'm not a fan either, so it's got a small group of people that like it. But if it's a Trifive or the Australian stuff I put on, you guys like that stuff. And that's another thing. We're going to start this 5.3 litre build that's under here. We've got everything for that. That's an aluminum 5.3, all BTR stuff here. Getting dusty and dirty. All BTR pan. That's all for the Commodore Ute. What else? All this stuff's all mine under here, Steve. Turbo, everything's under here.
Yep.
Jeez, I forgot what's... Oh, there's a turbo right there. It's one of those...
Wuhan whistlers?
Yeah, Wuhan Whistler. Wuhan Whistler, look at that. Oh, I can't wait to start on the Ute, Steve, to be honest.
Yeah.
Look at that. You know what's going to happen? That's going to explode and go right through that 5.3. We're just going to laugh about it because...
I was spun one at last.
Yeah. No, 10 pounds of boost the most. It's a street car.
It's going to be the summertime.
Yeah. Got tough mounts for it. Where are the tough mounts here? Mellings oil pump, cam, valve springs, a sump there. What is that? GTO sump. Get that out. BTR head gaskets. They're the 7-layer gaskets there for the head gaskets. But yeah, they're the same as the LS9, but they're small bore. They've got the 3.95 small bore in them. But this is I can't show you. It's the 5.3 under there. It's an alloy 5.3. But we'll be starting that pretty soon here, and that. So, all right, guys, that's it for this. I've been talking a bit of crap, so. Yeah, old Chevy. All right, guys, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.